Hello, everyone. Dee Mitchell here, and I want to talk to you today about story structure. Stories often have a similar structure that we're familiar with, and that's um, beginning, middle, and end. But there are things that are tucked away in each part of the story that are called the plot of the story. And authors often create stories or organize stories in this way because it entertains us as readers. So let's go back to that word plot. And that word plot means the events in the story, the conflict that the character faces, and the resolution. All of those make up the plot, and the plot is spread across the structure of the story, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Events are things that happen to the character. Conflict is the problem that the character faces, the challenge they must face. And then the resolution is what happens at the end that shows that the problem or the challenge has been solved or fixed. So, as good readers, we are to look for evidence or clues um, to describe the plot or the things that are happening within this story. And we should also know that usually at the beginning of a story is when we will find that the conflict is introduced, the problem that the character is facing is introduced here. And then in the middle, that's where we'll see the events um, showing the character trying to solve the problem. And then at the end, of course, there will be the resolution, and that will show us how the character has solved the conflict or fixed the problem. So, as we go to this text today, this poetry text called Poems in the Attic, we will be again searching for clues about the plot. Um, and so let's practice a little here. Poems in the Attic. Grandma's attic is stacked with secrets. Last visit, I found poems Mama wrote before I was born, before I was even imagined. She started when she was 7, same age as me. Air Force brat. Thanks to Captain Grandpa, my mama had a childhood on wings, flitting from place to place. Cedar box. I choose to keep all my rememberings safe. Poems about home, no matter where that might be. Each place is special to me. So let's stop here. I see a little girl who is at her grandmother's house going through things that her mother collected long ago when she was her age. And I noticed how the author wrote about the girl's mom um, going from place to place because her family was a part of the Air Force. And so, lastly, on this part of the page, in the section called Cedar Box, she talks about how she keeps her memories tucked away in a special place, like her mother did, because it sounds like she moves from place to place, like her mother did. And so it sounds like maybe she is um, wanting to find some connection to her mom. Maybe she's missing her mom because quite possibly her mom also is in the military. And so she's really struggling with that. And so here, this may be the problem that we're being introduced to um, at the beginning of the story. And remember, we know that authors do this. They often introduce the conflict or the problem that characters face. And so as you read on, you will, of course, go on to the middle and the end of the story, and you will look for clues as to how the character begins to solve her problem and what ultimately happens at the end. Okay, so again, boys and girls, we talked about story structure and we're looking for clues about the plot. We're looking for clues about what the character is facing and how they're, what events lead up to them fixing their problem. So that not only is it entertaining for us as readers, but of course, we need to be able to follow, we need to be able to understand what exactly is happening in the story. And that's what good readers always do. So happy reading, boys and girls.